In this video, I'm going to talk you through how to use the Sproket App Launcher web part. The App Launcher has the ability to provide icons and hyperlinks to any other applications you may use as a business, as well as any other public websites that might be useful. We generally add this web part to a home page and gives the user the ability to go in and pick and choose which applications that you've added as an administrator that they want to appear on their home page. You'll notice when I clicked on add, I can see that these top 5 I can't actually remove, and that's what's called mandatory. So as an admin, I've gone in and said that these 5 different websites, everyone has to have on their home page. However, there's these other ones that I can pick and choose and add, so I could say, yep, NDIS is related to me. I'm not currently using Power Automate. I can deselect that, click on done, and now I have my own personalized list of applications on my home page. So that's a bit about the App Launcher. As an admin, I need to navigate into the settings wheel and the site contents to actually upload these logos and the hyperlinks for the relevant applications. So again, I click on the settings wheel, site contents, and back in the site contents, we have a document library in here, which is called App Launcher. And this is actually where all those icons or those logos have been uploaded to. So when I click on App Launcher, this takes me into the library and I can see all the ones that I've currently uploaded. So the Outlook, the Facebook, all the ones in here. I get the name of the image. I can see when it was last modified and who modified it. And then I have a number of other properties that I now need to start populating for this specific app item. So for example, the title. So what's the text that you want to appear below the icon? When they click on the icon, what's the target? Where's it actually going when they click on it? Is it mandatory? So again, that's coming back to, do you want everyone to see it on their homepage, or do you want to provide it as an optional that they can pick and choose if they want to add it to their homepage? Do you also, when they click on it, do you want them to open up in a new window? So generally the rule of thumb is if you're leaving the current SharePoint site or your intranet, you want to open up in a new window so people can always keep their SharePoint site open, but also open up another tab to the relevant website that they're navigating to. And then lastly, you have the sort order. So the ability to see in what order do you want these applications to appear on the page. So this is showing me in this sort of list format. So the name of the image doesn't really matter. It's not visible anywhere other than in this administrator section. However, the title is what's going to appear at the bottom of my app launcher. I can also, in the grey command bar up here, just toggle between list and tiles if I actually wanted to see sort of what those icons were and how they appear in a nice visual format. That's just something to note there. So if I come back into list, what I can do is I can click on the tick. So I'm going to select this item, and I'm then going to click on the details pane on the right hand side here. So here's where I can also get a preview of that icon of what it looks like. And here I have those same properties that I've just gone through here. So the name of the image, the title, the target, etc. So what I want to do now is I can either click on edit all, or I can just select in here to update any of these properties. So say for example, Outlook Online in this option I've currently selected as mandatory. I can simply select there and deselect yes, and that goes and saves it to no. So that means that people can now choose if they want to have Outlook on their app launcher or not. I can also select multiple items to bulk update properties. So the only things that I could bulk update is if you were linking to multiple targets, if you wanted to bulk change the mandatory and the open in a new tab. So there's a couple of ways that you can update those items in there. And I mentioned earlier as well, you can click on edit all, and this takes you into the full form experience that you can update theirs. So that sort of talks about how I would update existing ones. However, I want to come in now and upload a new one. I want to come up here to upload. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to browse for a file that lives within my downloads or within my locals. So I've already got some images in here. And the one that I'm going to do as an example is I'm going to do Google. So I'm just going to double select a icon that I have existing. If you don't have the image, then you can simply navigate to Google and search for that image and save the file to your local computer or your local shared drives, etc. So you can then upload that file. So you'll notice here that I've now uploaded that Google icon, and it's prompted me that I have to fill out some required information. So the only mandatory thing that needs to be completed is the target. So it needs to be able to be clicked on. So you need to provide a hyperlink. So I've got this details pane here on the right hand side that was still open from earlier. So what I can do is follow those same steps that I did earlier to update an existing item, and then I can now populate my information. So again, the name of the image isn't too important. That can be whatever the downloaded image name was. However, the title is what I want to display. So I'm gonna just type Google, and then I need to grab the URL. So I find the easiest way is to just go to the application or the website that I'm wanting to link to. So for example, I can search for Google. I'm now in the website that I'm wanting to link to. I come up to the address bar, I can right click and copy. I can also Control C or to copy that to my clipboard. Come back into my app launcher list, and I can then right click and paste, or Control V to paste that in there. This is where I can say if it's mandatory. So I'm going to leave this as an optional one. And I'm going to say I want to open up in a new window so that I always have this SharePoint site open, and it will open up Google in another tab for me. With the sort order, this is where I want to say where it's going to appear in that order. So I know I've already got some existing ones in here, so I can go and say I want this one to be number 12. So I can click on save. That's gone in and updated all of the information in here for me. So it's available in this list, but if I now jump back into my support site where I've got my app launcher available, I'll just click on this page here. Now when I come into the page, you'll notice that nothing has changed just yet. I can't see that Google icon, and that's because I didn't say it's mandatory. So it's not automatically going to appear on the page, but when I click on Add Apps, you'll notice now I have a Google option as my last option. As I said, it was number 12, and I can now click on Add and then Done, and I've now saved that to my page. What I'm going to show now is how I would actually add this web part to a page. So if I just jump, I've got a page in here as an example called App Launcher. And what I need to do is come in and say Edit, hover over here until I see the plus symbol, and I'm going to search for Sproket. I could also search for App Launcher, but you can see in here I've got this App Launcher web part. When I click on that, it adds the web part to the page, and it's already recognized all those icons that I've recently uploaded. However, if I hadn't have uploaded anything yet, you do see this go to list, and what that's going to do is open up another tab and take me directly into that list where I was just uploading all of those different documents. So I come back in here. I do have some settings that are available in here. I can hide and show the title. So in here, it's called My Apps. However, I could change that to be Tools or like Websites. So you can change the title, or you can choose to remove the title. And you can also click Show in Panel. And what that does in here is it gives a faint grey border around the web part, and also a solid white color in the background. Where that's most noticeable is if I was to edit a section and put a solid color in the background, you can see that I've now got that white panel that the app launcher is in. And lastly in here, if you didn't have any data in here, there is just this little show sample data, and that would just show you some examples in there. You do on the next page, if I click on next, you do have the ability to look at other app launchers that live in other different areas or other sites. So by default, it's going to look at the current site URL that I'm in. So I'm currently in the Sproket support site, and it's going to look for a list called App Launcher that's automatically created for me. If you had any other site collections that had app launchers installed in there, you can technically click on this drop down and go to any other site and select the relevant app launcher that lives in there. So that's a bit about the App Launcher settings.